Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Angelica Galindez, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. Today we're going to be doing a green themed makeup look. I just really want to do some green eyeshadow because St. Patrick's Day is around the corner, so I put up my lovely green background and I got all my green makeup up. I even have all these green, look how cute these are, all these green ColourPop eyeliners, and I'm super excited to fill my feed with green. Before we jump into all this green eyeshadow makeup, I am going to pop on some eyebrows off camera. These are the temporary eyebrow tattoos from Amazon. You can also get them on eBay. If you want a more in-depth tutorial on these, I do have a video for you. It is called Temporary Eyebrow Tattoo Tutorial. So go ahead and check that out if you want a more in-depth eyebrow tutorial, because today I want to focus on my eyes and my face. So yes, I'm gonna pop these right on and I'll be right back. All right, my brows are on. Let's get started. First, I want to start off by priming my eyes. I'm going to be using the MAC Prep and Prime. So the first color I want to start off with is yellow. I'm going to be using the Zulu by Juvia's Place, and it's this yellow right here. I don't think it has a name, to be honest. Yeah, that color does not have a name on this palette, but look how pretty it is. Ooh. So I'm just gonna take my Morphe brush. It does not have a number on it, I'm so sorry, but it looks like this. If you hear a weird noise in the background, it's just my dogs. They're just walking around, you know, being dogs. We're gonna take this yellow. I'm just gonna put it right underneath my brow bone right here. Circular motions. So what I'm gonna do is essentially like make a little circle around my eye, because I'm going to try and do like a little halo circle moment. I want my eyeshadow to be more of like a round shape rather than like it extended out. I'm gonna try my best, because sometimes I get a little crazy, but I'm gonna try my best and keep it within my eyelid area, because I really just want to focus all the eyeshadow in this general area. Just packing that yellow on so that way when I put the green on, it'll match kind of perfectly with the background that I have going on today. The next color I'm going to do, you guessed it, green. I'm going to be taking the Warrior 3 by Juvia's Place, and it's this color right here. It's called Maasai. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's M-A-A-S-A-I. M-A-A-S-A-I. So hopefully I said it right. I don't know. Comment below if you know the pronunciation. So I want to keep the same shape, but I'm going to take half of this yellow underneath and cover it with green. So just like this. Ooh, color. So I'm going to take the remainder of this brush and just buff it out so it all blends together, because I essentially just want a tiny bit of yellow to show, not like a ton. I don't want it to be like, here I am, I'm yellow. I kind of just want to have it there for some contrast, for some highlight. Next brush. This brush right here is my favorite precision brush. This is the Morphe M506 brush, and I love to use this to get a really good contrast and make it a little bit darker right in the places that I need it. So I'm going to be taking the same exact color with this brush and really pack it on there, and we're gonna go inside right here. We're just layering it on there. Ooh, it's coming together. Cute little circle. Okay, I'm not gonna put any more on right now, so I'm just gonna keep blending this in and then blending it out just a little bit, and I'm just doing tiny little circles because I don't want to blend it out too much where you can't see the shape, because I want the shape to be there. You just want to blend it out so it's seamless while also keeping the shape. I hope I'm making sense. I'm gonna make it even darker by taking a little bit more green and going over those spots again. Now that it's blended, it's a little bit easier to make it darker. I'm just patting it on. I'm just being really careful with my placement. Green is not my favorite color, but this is so pretty. These colors are so vibrant, like you don't have to work too hard to get that color payoff. Okay, on to the next color. I'm going to be taking the Warrior 2 by Juvia's Place, and I'm going to be taking this black color right here, and it's called Shawada, I believe. Hopefully I got that right this time. I'm also taking the same style brush, but a clean one, and I'm going to be pushing that in. This area where my pupil is, where it's centered, is going to be really, really light, so I'm going to try and keep it really tight in here and buff it out. And just carefully start placing it where I want it. And you can tell it's just deepening that green right now. We are gonna make it darker later. Now I'm gonna take my Morphe M431 brush and deepen the black just a tiny bit right in here. I want it to be pretty pigmented so that way when I put the concealer on my eyelid, it's really, really defined. I want it to be crisp. Now I wish I had the P. Louise paints, but I do not. So I'm going to be using just my concealer by Smashbox. This is the Smashbox Studio Skin Flawless 24-hour concealer. And I'm just taking a round flat brush like this and dipping it in some concealer. We're gonna start placing. So the way that I do this is I'm going to center my eye, my pupil, and then I'm gonna place it right here. So you center it, and then I look down and lift my head up so then it's nice and flat. So center, and then you're gonna move your head while also keeping your eye straight on with the mirror so you can still see it. And then see how that smooths it out, and then you're gonna just place it like this. And then look up, and that'll get right where you need to end your line. But I'm gonna make it a little bit more dramatic, so I'm gonna go up a little bit higher. So typically if you're doing a cut crease, and when you lift up your eyelid, that's typically where your cut crease would end, but I'm gonna bring it a tiny bit higher just so it's a little bit more dramatic. And then just start working it in. And I'm placing it at an angle. As you can see, it's not going straight up, but I'm going this way with it. And then this side. And then I just keep checking to make sure I'm staying where I want it to be. I'm gonna go back in with the same black and just keep it in pretty tight. Next, I'm gonna be taking my Aurora Lights palette from BH Cosmetics, and I'm gonna be taking this color Ombre. It's like a white, a shimmery white. And then I'm gonna place it right here, make a little tiny highlight, and then blend it with the brush I used with the black. So I thought what I just put on was gonna be brighter and it wasn't, so that's okay, mistakes happen and you just learn from them. But I'm going to be taking my Morphe x James Charles palette. I'm going to be taking the white in this palette and trying to brighten that little area up. Okay, so I'm gonna add that white there and hope that it will brighten it up a little bit more. Oh yeah, much better. Okay, I just wanted it a tiny bit more bright. I'm gonna go back in with my green and start blending it in. Trust the process, they say. You'll look crazy, they say. That's what I'm thinking of right now. So I'm gonna take my two favorite brushes here and go back and forth between green and black just so it's blended out. Oh yeah. All right, we're coming together. Comment below what you guys are thinking about this look. We're literally in the middle of the process, so if you're judging it now, then be patient. It'll all be okay because the pop of color in the middle is what I'm really excited for. Wow, that was so much blending. Okay, next palette. This is also from Juvia's Place. This is the Zulu palette, and I'm going to be taking this shade right in the middle with my finger, just like this. Oh my gosh, look at that. It matches perfectly. Like what? Look how pretty this is. Okay, I'm just gonna place it right here and I'm gonna just blend it out with my fingers. So I'm using one finger with the shadow right here, just patting it on, and then I'm going to use a clean finger and just blend that. Now I am going to bring it up here, but just a tiny bit. But because we have that white highlight up there, it's not going to get as green, which is good because we want that little bit of a highlight. I'm going back into the BH Cosmetics palette with the same white, and I'm just going to place it right here, just like that. And then I'm going to buff it out with the same brush with the yellow. Now for my waterline, I'm going to drag this green, same green that we've been using underneath, blend it in with the rest right here. I'm going to take a more defined brush and get right in here. Next, I want to take that yellow, same yellow, and place it right underneath the green so it's all blending in. And then I'm going in with the same black with this precision brush. Next, I'm taking this cream gel liner from ColourPop. This is in the color Fast Lane. Alright, I did the other eye off camera, which went okay. This is the first time I'm doing a round shape, so don't judge me too hard, but I have learned from this experience, so we'll just move on. So I just applied some black liner on my top waterline. This is again ColourPop cream gel liner, and now I'm going to apply another liner of theirs, and this is in the color Electric Daisy. I'm just gonna apply it right in here, and I'm just gonna bring it up a tiny bit. Now I'm going to take some gel eyeliner from Inglot and my little eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to create a little wing liner moment. To you it's probably been less than a second, but I actually took a break. I went downstairs and had some dinner with my boyfriend, and then we played with the pups, and then he was like, you should probably go finish filming, and I was like, yeah. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm really tired, so we're just going to finish this look off. So to finish this look, I'm just going to pop on some Miami Lily lashes with my velour latex free lash glue. So I like to apply this on the lash strip and also on my waterline. Moving on to face, I usually prime, but lately I've been trying no primer and I kind of like it. So I might go back to primer, but today we're not going to be using any primer. I know, don't kill me. I am typically one to prime, but not today. I'm going in with my regular, this is Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Hydra Foundation, and I'm in between colors right now, so I'm just going to mix them as best as possible. Onto concealer, I'm using my Smashbox Studio Skin Flawless 24-Hour Concealer, and I first start with light warm, and then I go in with light neutral because I need to color correct just a little bit, not a ton. So for today's contour, I'm just gonna use my Hoola bronzer. I know it's a bronzer, but I also use it for contouring. I'm gonna take this fluffy brush from Morphe and get it all covered in bronzer. And then I start at my base of my head, and then I just work in circles and bring it down because this is a bronzer, so I'm bringing the color back into my skin. Just work it in my cheekbones. Now, with my precision brush, I'm gonna take the same thing, Hoola bronzer, and I like to make circular motions just right underneath my cheekbone, and then I blend it into the bronzer. This is my favorite contour brush for my nose. This is the Morphe E62. So same thing, gonna dip it into my Hoola bronzer. I like to make sure both sides are covered, and then I just make two lovely straight lines, as straight as possible, and I don't put them too close together because I have quite a small nose already. I just try to get them even, just accentuating what I have already, and then I like to blend it up into my eyebrow, and I put a little bit more pressure once there's less product on so I can blend it out and pray and hope that these are even. Then I take a little bit, put at the tip of my nose, and then make a little upside down triangle to connect those two lines into the center. And then for blush, I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio, and I think we're going to take the color Blank, which is this one right here. This is the Real Techniques 400. I don't know if that's the exact number for this brush, but that's what it says, RT400. And then it just says blush brush. So this is a blush brush that I use. My skin absorbs blush super quickly, and blush is like the first thing to go. So I like to put quite a bit. And I'm working it up in circular motion so it's blending into that contour, into my bronzer. Then I'm going to take a little bit of Cash right here and bring it down closer to the apples of my cheeks, and then bring it up a little bit. And then, lately I've just been putting my favorite blush on the apples of my cheek instead of like the whole thing because I don't want too much shimmer. So this is the NARS Orgasm Blush, and I just like to put a little bit right here, the apples of my cheeks. And I try to stay 2 fingers away from my nose, and then I like to put tiny bit on my nose and a tiny bit on my forehead. This is just like the remaining blush that's on my brush, so there's like not really much at all on there. just to bring some color back into my face. Onto highlighter, I don't want to do anything crazy, so I'm going to be using my Smashbox powder highlighter, and we're going to be using the shade Turn It On Dash Pearl. Has like a bit of a yellow undertone right here. We're going to use that, and then these are the two brushes I'm going to use. This was gifted to me. It says Isaac Mizrahi, New York. I'm not quite sure, but I love it. It's so fluffy and soft. And then I'm also going to be using my Real Techniques 402 brush, I think. This is a setting brush, but I'm going to use it as a highlighting brush. And then take this brush. Last thing I like to do for my skin, actually two more things. I like to fill my mole back in and then set my face with setting spray. And I like to use, of course, the Urban Decay De-Slick setting spray. And then I'm just using my Anastasia brow powder to fill in my mole. Lastly, lips, we are going to be using ColourPop's Lippie Sticks and Lippie Pencils. I'm going to start off by lining my lips with the color Control. So I've been loving this way of doing my lip liner. I essentially just follow my Cupid's bow and then I round it out on the corners just so it gives it a more fuller shape because I do overline my lips. I have a scar right here, so sometimes I like to dip it in and sometimes I just like to make a straight line. Today I think we're gonna do a straight line. Concealer brush from earlier, which I used to carve out my brows, and I'm just gonna touch up underneath my lips before we move on. Then I'm gonna be taking the color As If, same thing, Lippie Pencil from ColourPop, and putting this in the middle. Then I'm taking my ColourPop Lippie Sticks. This is the color Dream Date, and applying that here. That is it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I know this is my first time doing like this circle eyeshadow, and I don't think it's perfect at all, so I do need to practice, but I do like the way that this turned out. So let me know in the comments below if you liked it. So if you want to see me with this look and a gown, very fancy earrings, like a whole look, then follow me on TikTok. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!